Hello, I'm Deborah. I'm from Stonehenge Australia Massage Kits, and I'm going to show you how to give a massage with bamboo, warm bamboo, and I'm also going to show you how to heat it and to care for it. Okay, what I'm going to show you now is how to oil the bamboo canes and just how to use them on the feet and the back of the legs. Very, very easy. What I'm going to do for this demonstration, I filled the shell with some warm oil. Just apply it to the client. So, grab the remaining oil and just simply glide it across the bamboo cane. Now what we're going to do in the demonstration is we are only going to show one side of the body. Just repeat on the other side of the body as well. The beauty of this treatment is that you as a therapist, no matter what your modality is, you can incorporate it into what you do. So all I'm going to show you today is really how to use and to demonstrate different sizes and different types of bamboo on various sizes, and of course every client's different, as we know, so you might find that you want to use a thinner piece or you might want to use a thicker piece, but these are the three pieces that I've just chosen for this area today. Now we'll start off at the feet. Like anything, just be very gentle around, you know, the bony areas, and use whatever method that you normally do. If you're a reflexologist, it's very, very easy to get your pressure points. You can use your nice flowing Swedish type of effleurage as well, or roll. It's really entirely up to you. And as you can see, the bamboo just glides along the body. You can give a much firmer and a much deeper massage with this type of method. So I'll just glide as I would normally up the leg, and of course just speak to your client first and find out whether they want a nice firm massage or if they're just looking for relaxation. And again, if you want to just change your bamboo, this is a thicker piece of bamboo. Again, it's really nice if you want to do some pressure movements, some deeper, especially up around the glutes, just into those areas there. I just often sit the massage canes that I want to use on the back of the client. And of course, bamboo doesn't necessarily have to be warmed. I initially use warmed bamboo when I first introduce it to the client, and then after that I just let it get to the normal room temperature. Now you also don't have to use the bamboo pieces all through the massage. Again, it's up to you. Some therapists they like to just only use the bamboo, or if you want to incorporate your normal hand movements, do that as well. But it's your treatment, so you decide how you want to do it. Some of these pieces you'll notice have cut ends, and that just gives you a little bit of grip, because of course it gets quite oily depending on the amount of oil that you're using, and generally, like hot stones, just use a little bit more oil. You can use any type of oil you want, any salon, any water-based oil that you might have. It really doesn't matter. Again, just be careful around the knees, the back of the knees. And of course sometimes it's nice to, you know, bring in the other modalities as well. Now I'm going to demonstrate the back. Most situations is that we have our client toweled. I use a seashell to apply the oil to all of my clients. And just re-oil your canes in the same manner. Now we have 10 canes in our set, And there's a reason for that. We have different size clients. Clients have various requests. Some clients just simply like a light massage. Some clients like a much firmer massage. So with those full 10 pieces, you will have the option of using any cane on any particular client. Now just around the neck, sometimes these smaller canes are quite nice. Again, you can feel just along the spine. It is okay to run gently over the spine and around the scapula, but particularly when the cane's warmed, this is a very nice sensation for the client. We're just using one of the small canes in this instance, just to show how it can be used, but any size cane, again depending on your client, can be used. What happens too with a little bit of experience, we can often feel the knots through the cane when we're massaging the client. So I often just place the canes on the client's back. I'm going to do a nice rolling motion with this particular cane. Again, you can use it up and down, go into the lower part of the back, into the glutes. And again, if we're wanting to just bring the client's arm up and get into that shoulder area, we can do that as well. Just bringing that out again, using the smaller cane, or demonstrating that, you know, a nice rolling motion. And see how easily the canes will twist into an area as well and glide really, really nicely. So as a therapist, you're saving your thumbs, you're saving your wrists. So not only is it good for your client, it's great for you. It'll really give you some longevity in your career. I'll just demonstrate with our cat. Again, just your middle size cane. Nice rolling motion into the palm. Again, you can bring your client's arm down. Roll that through. And quite often, particularly when the oil's hot or warm, placed into your client's hand is very, very nice. Now again, you can combine that with your normal massage strokes. And again, we'll just show the one side of the body. Just repeat it on the other side as you would in a normal massage. Okay, now again, introduce the oil to your client, either by my method with the Seashell or just as you would normally. And again, just using the access on your cane. Now remember, with the front of the body, you've got lots of bony bits. You've got the ankle, you've got the knee, you've got here when you're doing your arms, you've got your wrist, you've got your elbow, and you've got up around the shoulder. So just be very careful. And so for the front of the body with the bamboo, so that it doesn't hurt the client or that it's not uncomfortable, just nice, light, gentle strokes. Position your client, again, very, very important. You can use, because you've got your 10 pieces, depending on the size of your client, really depends on the size of the cane that you're going to want to use. Nice and light, just over the kneecap, up to the side, And you can take those strokes. For modesty today, we're not using the traditional method. We'll have some modesty with our client. Again, you can take that stroke up as far as you want, like you would in a normal massage. And again, we're just going to show the one side of the body. Just repeat it on the other side. And these smaller canes, really nice up, you know, if you're going in along the hip, in underneath the glutes as well. And you can take that down and bring it underneath the client as well. Now again, along your feet, you can give that firmer stroke, especially on the feet. Reflexologists, this is great for them as well. You can press into those points very, very easily, and very little pressure on your hands doing it in this method. Again, if you've got a larger client, just simply use that thicker cane, or that cane that has that little bit more width. And again, sometimes it's really nice to drag the cane underneath the client as well, bringing it in along just nice and gently up into the foot. Again, nice and gentle. Going a little bit deeper into the more fleshy parts of the leg. And again, you can use your hands, incorporate the bamboo with your hands. Lomi's great as well when you're giving those nice longer strokes up into the body. And finishing off. Okay, now we've applied the oil to the client, and we're just going to go through the neck and around the shoulders and down the arm. Again, just bearing in mind, choose your canes according to your client. Nice gentle strokes, just tiny strokes just around all the bony parts. The more fleshy parts, we can go in a little bit deeper. And again, particularly with practice, we can actually feel those knots and down. I sometimes like to place a cane, especially a warm cane, underneath the hand, and just bring that along like that. Now the neck's very important too. The neck can be done with the client laying on their back. Again, just depending on what your client's needs are, the size of your client. Just one of the small rollers is quite nice as well. Placing the bamboo on the client's tummy is also a very nice feeling as well. Now go underneath the neck and just judge for yourself which cane you think is the best cane. I'm just going to use a nice thin cane in this particular instance. If you have warmed the cane previously, just take the cane in under and you can slip it from side to side. Nice gentle pulling, nice gentle motions like that. And we still have quite a big gap between the head and the bed. If you wanted to place a warmed cane, or even a cane that is room temperature, underneath the neck, simply place it like that and set it there while you do the rest of the body. Again, you can incorporate your hands into the body and bring the massage up into the face. Just along the chest area, if you're planning to massage, again, just nice light rolling into that area, into the pecs, along the shoulders. And again, you can bring that underneath like that. You can see how easy it is to manipulate those canes. It's not difficult. You can get into the muscle, you can find those knots. And again, if you're moving to the other side, again, just drag it down and take the massage into the other side of the body. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate the facial part. I'm not going to show you how to do a facial today because most of you will already know how to do one. What I am going to show you is how to use the bamboo and some other things like seashells and crystals within the massage, just for the massage part of the facial. I'll just use some nice organic product, just whichever product you normally use. Complete your facial as you would normally. And just to show you, just to demonstrate, I've placed crystals in the chakra areas and also pieces of seashell in the chakra areas as well. Also, very importantly, earlier we placed the bamboo cane underneath the neck. We've checked with the client just to make sure that she's nice and comfortable and it feels very natural where it's sitting. Now, particularly if that's warmed, that's going to give a lot of release into the neck area as well. So we just simply do a facial as we would normally, and when we get to the massage part and you want to use your pieces of bamboo, very nicely just and gently come up along the face, and just in the same method as you would use your fingers, you can use 2 pieces. I'm using 2 pieces at the moment. Or if you prefer, just have a little bit of a practice and use the 1 piece. Really nice, just down, a little bit of pressure on the side of the ear. Go in behind the ear as well. A nice gentle motion just along the ear there. And in the back of the skull, both sides. And it also feels quite nice being drawn through the hair. Now these are used slightly, these are used smaller pieces but slightly thicker. You'll also find in your kit 2 thinner pieces. Now these may change just depending on what's available at the time. Again, just a very nice feeling. And also you can actually introduce product with these, distribute product along the face. Again, just nice and gentle. You can use 1 or you can use 2. I prefer to use 2. And again, just down the side of the ear. And nice pressure points too. You can do some nice pressure points if you're using your reflexology along the ear. Very nice feeling for the client. Just nice and gentle pressure. And again, you can take that out through the hair and give a nice start to an Indian head massage. This also releases a lot of tension within the client. I normally finish off with the hair. Okay, quite often we find ourselves in situations where we need to have our client toweled. So if you're in that situation and you still want to give the bamboo massage but not with the oil directly to the body, that's possible. Now again, just you can use your long motion. You can go in a little bit deeper as well. And again, depending on the type of cane that you want to use, you can do your rolling as well. One thing that's also very nice with the toweling effect is tapotement. Also can signify the end of a treatment, just to sort of wake your client up, stimulate your client as well. Again, you can go down the arms, along the body, just those nice light tapotement. And it is actually very, very nice in a towel situation. Of course you can use the tapotement in the situation where you're just using it with the oil. A nice way to also end a treatment, if you've got your seashells, is to bring your seashells out along into the client and just gently hold by the ear, and they hear that lovely ocean sound. Okay, now there's a couple of reasons why we have 10 pieces. Sometimes you might like to use 2 pieces when you're doing a massage. Again, it's entirely up to you. Very nice feeling for the client. Or you might be wanting to use 1 piece and simply warm the other. So that's a really nice way to do it. Now just also remember, when you're doing the spine as well, there's lots of bony bits. You've got your spine, you've got your shoulders. So for your nice, soft, Swedish, gentle type of massage, just those nice flowing movements. Now, if you're also wanting to towel your client, you might have be in an air-conditioned situation. Just simply bring your towel up, grab your canes, and again, depending on what your client's requirements are, you can do your rolling, you can do your longer movements. Sometimes it does have like a little bit of a catch, or it feels like it's got a little bit of a catch, but it is still a very, very nice feeling for the client. And again, you might start with the front with your client, you might start with the back, but you can also get those really nice long strokes in as well when you're going down the body. And again, just for modesty for our client, you can also see how we can take all of those movements and all of those strokes just out that little bit further and up and down the leg. Very nice way to finish off. Again, if you're doing the back, is your tapotement. Stimulates your client, lets them know that the massage is coming to an end. Or if you're just at that tapotement part of the massage, just pick up your tapotement sticks, and again, they can be used on the skin as well. And guess what? Those fingers of yours don't get too much of a workout. Just use your tapotement sticks. Again, incorporate with your hands and finish off that massage. In this part of the demonstration, I'm going to show you how to incorporate a massage into your pedicures and to your manicures. We're going to be using bamboo, seashell, crystal, and of course hot stone. Now, just oil the leg up for a start, just with my method, either using your seashell, very simple, or if you're not using the seashell massage kit, just do it how you would normally. We will start off with the hot stones, and I'll show you some nice techniques to pop the toe stones into the toes. What we also do is we line our foot spa with some lovely basalt, some green jade, or some blue pearl granite into the base of the foot spa. We can also line it with some seashells as well. Very nice for the client. What I will show you at the moment is just a demonstration on how to place the toe stone. Some people just like to put the toe stone straight in, but what I like to do is I like to make a little bit of a massage with it and go around some of those areas, just those little bony areas that you do tend to avoid with the larger stones. So just up nice, up into those areas along there, and just nice circular motions. Sometimes just flip after maybe 6 times, flip again, and what that does is that just evenly distributes the heat from the stone. And just around those ankle areas. This is really good for reflexologists and if you're doing acupressure as well, because as we know, we hold a lot of tension in our feet, and we have a lot of acupressure and reflexology points in our feet. So for those reflexologists where your fingers and your wrists are really sore, this is a perfect solution. So just slip that nicely in there like that. Now when we're giving the massage, particularly through the pedicure, it's really up to you. We have our express pedicures, and of course we have our long time pedicures as well. So the amount of time that you're actually doing the massage for is completely up to you, and you work that out with your client. What I'll do is I'll use a crystal, for instance, and I'll also use a white marble stone with our crystals, and of course with our stones, because they are so thick. Even though the white marble is generally used in cold massage, they're very easily warmed and they will retain their heat. So utilize every stone and every crystal that you have in your kit. And again, just introducing the massage like this in case it's a little bit too hot. I'll show you a little technique as well. If you're a little bit worried that your stone is too warm or too hot, just use it on yourself. If it's obviously too hot for yourself, then it's too hot for the client. But that's just a general way. Just do that, just apply it. And with these smaller stones here, I always avoid the main bones because it can be a little bit uncomfortable for the client, but once we place those toe stones, we get into those nice little areas. And what I'll do, just as a demonstration, is I'll show you just different types of stones that you can use. Now again, it's entirely up to you. You can completely modify this particular modality to how you want to do it. We can use different stones. Just utilize every stone that you have in your kit, whatever you feel comfortable. Traditionally, we've been told in the past, only use a certain shaped stone in a certain shaped area, but you can make your own signature treatment out of this, and whatever feels comfortable to you and whatever feels comfortable for your client. And just make sure that every time that you use that, you know, you can swap over. And just those nice and flip. The reason that we flip is to just make the heat nice and even for the client, and just to utilize the stone. And as I said, it's sometimes just very nice to flip the stone for the client and just keep them underneath the foot as well. I'll demonstrate with the seashell now. Again, seashells are very, very good for the skin. A lovely, soft feeling to the client. Again, really nice to get into those bony areas. And you can use your nice long strokes with that. You can put pressure along the massage points, or a nice rolling as well. And again, it's really very nice. You can either, if you're putting the client's foot back in, you can put the seashell in, place the foot on the seashell, or in this case, if you're going to continue on with the massage, draw out the whatever you have underneath here, stones, crystals, and you can place that as well. Now we've also got a Reiki crystal as well. They can be utilized, they can be used as the toe stone, and any of those stones are completely reusable. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to incorporate the various massage tools that we have into your traditional manicure. Part of a manicure, we generally include a massage. I will show you with the bamboo. We have pre-oiled our client, and again, just that, you know, test to just make sure that it's okay for the client. If it's okay for you, it's okay for the client. Again, you can just do your pressure. You can do your effleurage type movements, or again rolling, entirely up to you. Nice long drags underneath the hands. If you're doing around those fingers, and especially around those wrists where you have all those bones, which we don't want it to be uncomfortable, in between the fingers as well. Now again, you just completely modify this to your signature treatment. Now again, with the stones, if you're working with stones as well and you want to place some stones into the hand, again you can just slip them in or make that nice massage out of them and slip them in. Now a really nice thing to do as well, if you're painting your nails, if you're applying a product to the hand, there's some nice ways that you can make it very pleasant for the client. Of course, at the moment we're just using a seated situation. If you're sitting at the table and you've got you're in between your client with the table there, we can place the seashell underneath the hand like that. It exposes the fingers, the fingernails. We can do what we want with that. Again, if you wanted to use either a smaller type of stone, again placed underneath the hand and spread those fingers. What I will also show you is one of our larger stones here, which are lovely. This one in particular, that's the blue pearl granite, and again, you know, placed on the table like so. Give those fingers, and it's nice and warm. You can use it cool, you can use it warm, and the client absolutely loves it. Now again, just one more technique. This is if you want to give like a much stronger type of massage down the client's leg, a little bit more pressure into those more fleshy parts. You can just use both hands on either side of the stone, and it really gives good coverage as well, particularly if you've got a larger leg. And with the males as well who come in for our various treatments. And as you can see here, that's no pressure on my wrists, on my thumbs, and very, very easily done. And again, just use your own signature way of doing things. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate how to incorporate a exfoliation using our tools, and I'm also going to incorporate one of our massage stones that are a little bit different but very, very nice to use as a therapist and for your client, and just to also incorporate a little bit more of the crystals into your massage. Firstly, if you're doing an exfoliation, what's really nice is, of course, a salt exfoliation, very common, very popular. What I've used here today is our salt holder. I'm using as a product Himalayan rock salt. Now, we do this in the foot spa, just apply as you normally would. We can also let the salt fall into the foot spa as well, because of course it's very, very therapeutic. So just apply the product as you would normally. This is only a demonstration, so we all know that we would apply it a little bit better than what I'm doing at the moment. And we grab this particular shell here. Now this is really great because you can hold your warm oil in that and then twist it around and use it as your exfoliator. These ridges here aren't, while they're hard, they're not sharp. So once you've applied all of your product, you just simply bring up like that in your faster motion and just exfoliate the skin. And of course that can be applied to any part of the body. You can do it to the arm. If you've got your client in a spa situation where you're giving the full body exfoliation, that's exactly how you do it. Any leftover product I normally just simply tip into the spa if I'm using a foot spa, and of course if I'm doing the manicure, I just, whatever bowl that I'm using to dip the hands in, I'll just normally use the rest of the product in that. Now just for purposes here, I've got the various crystals just used as toe stones. They can be used in your facials, they can be used in your manicures, of course set into the fingers, and just a couple of pieces here that I do have of the really nice crystal. Again, if you're using the crystal as a massage, just, it's a lot easier if you hold it just at the tip here, and again you can go around those really bony areas if you're using it in your manicure and your pedicure. Okay, just up and along there. Now if you're doing like your normal type of massage, again just bring it down a little bit further into your hand and just use it as you would a similar sized stone if you're using a hot or a cooled stone. We also have the jade rollers, and these are terrific if you're using them for your manicure and your pedicure. You can use them cool, again you can use them in your facials, and just that nice rolling motion in along the fingers, in along those bony points there, and you know, it's a great feeling for the client. Underneath the palms of your hand. Of course you can go a little bit deeper in there as well. And just depending on the situation that you are, as I said, I'm in a seated situation at the moment, just completely modify all of these into what you would do and the situation that you actually have your client in. And there's the other side as well. And we have this type of jade roller. Again, it's your choice which way you want to go, and which type of roller you'd like to use. Massage wands, the chakra massage wands, again just hold the pointy part towards you, and you can give the deeper massage, or if you're going around those more bony bits, just nice and soft. Just use your common sense. Now with this particular one here, these are absolutely fantastic. You just hold them in your hand like that. You can use them anywhere on the body. They're absolutely great if you want something like that, because we do tend to get a little bit slippery if we're using oil, if we're using water and product as well all together. These are absolutely fantastic because you can twist them around if you want your more acupressure type of massage, or your reflexology. Perfect. Or just twist them around if you want to get into those deeper areas, and they can be used on any part of the body. We're just using them in the demonstration for the massage today, for the pedicure and the manicure. Okay, what I'm going to show you now, just to demonstrate a few extra motions and techniques that you can use around the neck. I've selected just 2 pieces of bamboo. Of course, whichever pieces that you want to use according to your common sense and what you'd like to use on your client, you can take those nice long effleurage movements, Swedish type movements up into the neck, dragging it along the head as well. If you want to use more of your acupressure type movement, just in like that, and again you can roll. It is entirely up to you, whichever feels comfortable. It's very easy to maneuver in, and of course if we're moving back down into the shoulder as well, just along in there, we can take those movements right up into the neck however we want and finish them off along the head. It's also nice, we can get in behind the ears as well. That's a very nice massage for the client. And of course you can use 2 pieces, you can use 1 piece. I always like to hold the client's hair. Not all clients like to have the oil in their hair, so I'll always make sure that, you know, my hand isn't too oily. If that is the case, I'll just swap that over just to show you how to use the larger cane. Again, some nice rolling motions or movements, techniques. If you want to get into the shoulders, bring that down into the arm if necessary, into the neck, and again you can bring those up. Just that pressure, rolling, or some nice movements. And again, once you get a little bit more experienced, you can feel the various knots in the body, and you can work on them as necessary. Even with that larger bit, you think, oh, we might not be able to get that into the ear. Again, you can just go behind the ear. Sometimes it's nice to use a little bit of pressure as well. The client loves it. Now I just want to show you, when we're in a situation where a client is toweled, we've got an air-conditioned salon or spa, and they're just looking for placement. Use your common sense and your imagination. Today what I've used our green jade, I've used our blue pearl granite, I've used our basalt, our white marble, seashells, and a lovely piece of crystal. You can form this however you want. Again, it really depends on the client. I found with this client, for her feet, just some of the smaller round pieces sat beautifully. Below the knee, I used some oblong pieces. They can all simply be swapped over. It really does depend on your imagination and how you want to make it your signature treatment. Just on the base of the spine, quite often it's best to use those bigger, larger pieces and just work your way up. Now, of course, if you wanted to sort of take pieces and use them into the massage, and again, if you're actually working on an area to begin with and then you're placing, in this type of situation here, say you were working on the foot first and then placing, you would just simply do your massage as you would normally, bring the towel across, and imagine none of the other stones are there at this point, and then just simply place once the towel is over. Of course, the rest of your client's going to be toweled by the rest of the area but not have the towels, but just for the demonstration purpose today, that's what it can look like at the end. But again, just use your imagination. Okay, what I'd like to show you now is how to work on the leg and the feet. I'm going to be using conventional toe stones. You've got your white marble, you've got your basalt. I've got a couple of nice pieces of crystal as well. So we'll just show a nice way to place the toe stones in. I'm going to add the oil, as I always like to, with my seashell and my warm oil. Again, if you don't have the seashells, then just do it how you would normally. The seashells can sit very nicely in the small of the back as well. Now, a lot of people, what they will do with the toe stone is they'll just place it into the toes. I don't like to do that. I've got a little bit of crystal here at the moment. I like to start to massage, just flip it over. Always bear in mind, but because the toe stones are thinner, they're smaller, they don't retain the heat for as long. Again, just nice massage into the foot like that, or if you want to use the tips of your fingers, you can do that as well. If you're going around the ankles and the bony bits here, very good for that because they're nice and soft. Just don't go too deep. Of course, as we know, the feet do carry a lot of tension, and bring it into a nice massage for your client, and then just simply slip the toe stone in, and we can do that a couple of times. Just oil up, you know, introduce the stone back of your hand, bring it across. You know, don't forget to test those stones. It's always nice just to test it on yourself first. If you're looking to do a speedier massage, you know, you might like to do the massage with 2 stones and then just simply slip those 2 stones in at the same time. It's up to you. Okay, what I'd like to show you now is just to use the stones. I've got some crystals and a seashell as well as a jade roller, and our stones and our crystals are in various sizes because, again, you use your common sense and you choose the stones that you think are best going to suit your client. What I will do is I'll start off with the 2 round stones, bringing them into your hand like that. Again, you know, just always test to make sure that they're okay to place on your client. Introducing the back of the hand, and again, just give a nice massage. And it's also very easy to still maneuver around the client as you would. Back of the leg, you don't have too many bony parts, so just still go gently around the knee as well. Now you can do 2 types of placements once you've finished the massage. Again, your nice long effleurage type of movement. If you're looking to give some pressure, very easy to do. You can use 1 stone, you can use 2 stones, it's entirely up to you. And at the end you can simply place like that and towel over, or you can simply keep working on the leg as well, and afterwards towel on top, as I showed you before when we placed them that side. What I will do is I will continue on with the massage, and I'm going to show you, just pick up a really nice shell here and a bit of crystal, again just making sure that it's okay to use on your client. These are lovely, okay, and it doesn't really matter if you're using different modalities. Again, you can do it with one hand, you can be doing something else up on another part of the client. It's again really up to you how you want to do it. These shells are absolutely fantastic to get into around the ankle. And if you want to give a deeper massage, you can do a deeper massage. You can use them both sides. You can use them as placement stones or as massage stones. It's entirely up to you. Now I will also show you with some nice oblong pieces. Again, it doesn't matter. These pieces can be round, they can be the large, they can be the oblong, and just do as you would in a normal massage. Now we're just working on the leg at the moment. For those therapists who like to take those longer strokes up into the body, that's also possible. Just for the modesty of our model today, we're just working on the leg area. And again, even those oblong pieces can be placed. It's entirely up to you. And with the jade roller, again, very nice, hot, cold, it's up to you. If you're using the cooler method with the client, always let them know, discuss it with them first, because when you're giving the warm massage, quite often the client will feel uncomfortable. If we're using jade, if we're using seashells, and even sometimes the crystal, we don't necessarily have to warm them. They're very, very easily warmed in the palm of our hand. I also generally don't introduce cold when I'm doing a massage unless I've spoken or I'm doing a remedial treatment and the client's expecting it. I generally only work with the warm, because once you've actually finished the massage and the placement stones are taken off, the body will cool down very, very quickly. If you're in a spa situation, your client will often jump into the shower and they'll cool their body down, so the blood, as it gets really quick, it will take all the toxins through the blood system and it will flush it out naturally anyway. But again, you know, if you're trying to warm those shells, or if you'd like to warm your piece of jade, just simply hold it in your hand for a couple of seconds just before you apply it to the client. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of our other tools that we have, incorporating, of course, your basalt massage roller. We can go down into the lower back with these, up into the hip, bring it around along the spine. If you want to work into the shoulder, as you would normally, bring the client's arm up, bring that scapula out, and you know, very nicely work in there. Up along the arm. We know with a lot of our clients, they have a lot of tension in the upper arm as well. Work that around, working into the palm of the hand. What I'll do now is, just for demonstration purposes, I've got, of course, I've got the massage stones, and just always make sure that you can use them on the client. I'll just bring your arm down like that. We'll work down. You can use one stone, or you can use two stones, working on either side of the body at the same time. We can also place, when we're finished, we can place stones down beside the client, working up into those arms. And we can leave the stones on the hands like that, or in our case, we're going to bring them up, and we're just going to place them above the knee, just like we did a little bit earlier. Now I'm going to show you some techniques with the seashell as well. This is our parashell. Again, very easily warmed in the hand, or just warm them as you would normally with your stone. Again, getting into that scapular area if you're wanting to work into the shoulder. And we can of course work into the hands. We can also place this shell in the hand as well. And we've got our deeper, if you're looking for that real deep massage, use your eggshell. And in this case, what we're going to do, we're going to bring the client's arm down like this. When we place the stone, I'm just going to use the basalt stone, bring that up. And of course, this isn't like your normal Swedish massage where you don't leave your client. Through all of these, when you're using the tools, you do have to leave the client because generally I wrap, once I've taken my hot stones or I've taken my tools out, I normally have them wrapped on the table, but of course just for the demonstration today, it's much easier if we found the palm of the hand of my client just down there with that basalt stone. Okay, now what I'd really like to demonstrate to you now is the back, top half of the back, the shoulders, the neck, into the head and to the ears. But what's also really important about our stones is their versatility, particularly when you're using them with the crystals and you're also using them with the seashells. Now it really doesn't matter, to be honest, which ones that you pick up. We've got a short oblong, we've got a long oblong, we've got white marble and we've got basalt. As I've mentioned before, because of the thickness of our executive type of stones, once they're warmed, they will retain the heat. Now, after a while, I have showed you earlier how we go up and down the arm, we introduce it. Once we do have a little bit of experience, we do have a tendency to cut that out and your common sense takes over and you pretty know much straight away whether they're going to be used or not. So we can use the nice oblong stones to be used in the massage. Again, you can use the two stones, go up in around the neck, bring it underneath the shoulders here. If you're finding, well gee, I'd like to work on those with a different type of stone, you can certainly do so. So what I'll just show you in this instance, I'll show you a round and I'll show you an oval, and I'll actually pick the oval up in the green jade and use the blue pearl granite for this as well. And again, they can be placed, once you've finished with them, just along the client here, or if you're wanting to use it on the toweling section, along the sides there as well. Very, very nice to get into the tops of those arms. Again, very easy if you want to use them just in around the neck, bringing them up along the spine. You can use those nice long movements, or again if you want to go either side of the spine, just pressing. Now we do have our client toweled at the moment. If you're in a situation where you've got the back exposed, just walk down the side. You know, we have those little walks down the side. We can do that with the stones as well. It's always really nice to practice on a few people, or with if you're in a salon situation and you've got some girls, set aside around about 2 hours one afternoon and work out perhaps a salon routine. If you'd like to have it that all of your therapists use exactly the same stones, exactly the same technique, then you can very easily sit down and have a nice afternoon session and work that out. Now again, you can bring that up into the neck with either the round stones, or again we'll just swap, and I'll use my Bodywise stone just up in there. Very, very nice to get into those areas. I absolutely love this stone. Again, into the ear like that. Around the ear, you can go along the face. If you're looking, I've got a little bit of crystal here as well. If you're wanting to work a little bit more into the face or around the ear, you can do so. I'm going to use 2 bits of crystal here. Just go in along the ear, press very gently like that. And again, we can use the crystal in the massage, or again we can place the crystal as well. Now I'll just use a nice seashell here. Again, this is just cooled off slightly, because one of the things with the seashells that's very, very important to know, they heat very, very quickly, but they cool quickly as well. But when you rewarm them, you can do so just in your hand like that. And again, using those same techniques, you can get into the shoulder. You can use it both ways in this instance. You can place the shell or use it for that deeper massage. Now what's also very, very nice at the end of a massage as well, when you're coming up around the head, is to place the seashell, or place a seashell on either side. I'm just demonstrating with the one shell at the moment, and the client can hear that unless they have fallen asleep, but it's a very, very nice way to signify the end of a massage as well. And if you're working on the ears, it's a very nice treatment. Okay, now we've got the front of the body. What I've done just to set things up is I have done a very quick placement of the crystals. Now again, the crystals that we've chosen and that you will get in your kit if you have a crystal massage kit will vary, but just remember, every stone that you get will be applicable. You'll also get a CD with your kit as well, with your stone kit, with your seashell kit, and also with your crystal kit. And what you do is you just listen to track 2, which is your guided meditation, and as a therapist you'll be guided by that, just like your client will be guided by the colors. So I've just placed those just to start off with, so that you know what they look like. It really doesn't matter what order that they go in, because the stones and the crystals have been selected to be able to be used interchanged. But once you listen to that CD, you might like to just change things around to suit you a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to demonstrate how you can use various stones on the one part of the body. We're going to work on the leg and the arm. My client's just laying in her natural position. Some clients will naturally lie with their hands up, some will lie with their hands down. What I do with my clients, depending on how they lay, how they put their hands, is how I place stones. Now, we're not restricted to using just one particular type of stone. I've already placed a toe stone, as we did and we showed earlier. Again, because we're at the front here, we have a few more bony areas up the front of the leg, the knees, and of course around the ankles. And again, either using 1 or 2 stones, we can turn that into a nice massage for the client. And always remember too that once you get a little bit of experience, we're not always necessarily testing the stone. Once we've got a little bit of experience, we can normally pick them up and we know straight away whether we can use them or not. But sometimes putting them on our own arm does take away a little bit of that heat. And just to remember to flip them, just to even up that temperature as well. So just a nice massage, go on either side of the bone, just around into the ankle, down into the heel. And what we're going to do now, because we're just using the 2 stones, we'll just place the 2 stones in there like that. Now, just to show you that we can use various sizes, I've got a larger oval and a smaller oval, and they can be used again in your long effleurage type movements. If you want to go down the side of the leg like that and use some pressure on that, and your more rolling type of movements as well. Again, just incorporate, just go around the knee nicely, just incorporate what you normally do. For the modesty of our client today, we're leaving her completely toweled. So you can take those movements, if that's what you normally do, up into the hip and down underneath. Now it's also, once the client is on their back, it's also very nice to place stones underneath. So they can just slip very gently under there. Now I'll pick up some nice oblong ones as well. I'll take a nice jade and I'll take a white marble. 2 completely different shapes really, but again they can both be used. So you're really not restricted to a particular type of size or a particular type of stone. just use your own imagination. Okay, and again to demonstrate how stones can be paired, but not necessarily paired to the same size, and also to incorporate our crystals and our seashells into the leg massage. And when you're using the hot stones, traditionally loads of cultures would use the seashells with the stones, and it was quite a common practice in Indian, Polynesian, and even Greek and Roman, and especially with the Chinese as well. So we can just give a nice massage with that. If you're wanting to also incorporate your shells, again, you can use those pressure type movements, you can use your effleurage, or even your rolling type movements. Now, one thing that is also very nice with these particular shells as well is they're really nice for placement stones. You can place them under the ankle, you know, part of the foot, or even into the ball part of the foot as well. And with the crystals as well. This is a moonstone, a rainbow moonstone massage crystal, and again, if you want to incorporate that into the massage, they can also be used as placement stones as well. And use smaller crystals, they can be used for massage anywhere on the body, the face, and quite often too, they're actually placed on the client after you've finished. Say you were doing a massage, you know, bring it up something like this, up through the hand, and then once your client is toweled, just place it in whatever area. With the crystal and the seashell and the stone massage kits, you do get a CD. It's got 2 tracks. The first is instrumental, and the second one is a guided meditation. You can play that while you've got your client on the table. The client becomes very relaxed, and you as a therapist can actually follow it just to know where to place the stones. And in the placing of those stones, we've got the client laying on her back at the moment, but if she was laying face down, you could also place those stones or the seashells, or in fact your hot stones as well, onto the back. This here's a piece of lapis. Great massage tool, and again, quite often we can use it up along here and use it for the heart chakra as well, and it can be used on the face. One thing that is also really nice, once the client's relaxed, we can actually work up along the arm. I'll just grab a shell just as a demonstration here. You know, we can work into the shoulders, in around here, working underneath here. And at the end of it, depending on which way your client has placed their hands, we can put that underneath in there as well. Again, placing stones, if we're working up along the shoulders, in along the arms here, we can place the warm stones just gently. They'll just sit very, very nicely in there. That's no discomfort to the client whatsoever after you've given a nice massage in that particular area. Again, in along the arms here as well. And once they are a little bit warmer, I mean, if the stone is too hot, then obviously never directly sit it onto the skin. Make sure that you're just placing it on a towel. But in this case here, once the stone or the crystal has cooled down, you can just simply place it underneath in that area that you want to work on. What will happen is that there is still heat retained on the inside of the stone. Your body then draws the heat out from the stone, you know, organic to organic, and the client will actually feel quite cold while the stone might not feel too hot to touch. As soon as you draw it away, the client will pretty much know straight away, because they start to cool down and the blood flow starts to speed up. And to demonstrate the top of the body, your arms, your shoulders, your neck and your face, again just using whatever stone that we'd like to, a little bit unevenly matched, but nevertheless they will definitely work. Introducing to your client, right, those nice long movements in underneath the shoulders here as well. You can work up into the neck, lovely working in behind the ears as well taking that across like that. If you want to work on the other side of the ear by pressing down, for those who work on the ear with a little bit of reflexology, this is absolutely perfect. You know, bringing up into the face, even though these are a lot heavier, it's just how you hold them. Nice light motion across the face. Now we can place these again very, very nicely. We can place them underneath the arm like so. Okay, we can take one down like that, or we can bring the other one simply down towards the end of the massage and sit it in underneath the hand. Just popping that up as well. Now another nice thing to use for the neck is one of these larger stones, and again, this has a lot of pressure, very, very nice feel. You generally use two hands with the one stone, bring it up in underneath the shoulder. You can lift that shoulder up naturally, work in under into the neck, just like so, and then just with a little bit of pressure down like that, you can actually just slip that stone in underneath there for your client, and she's now resting beautifully on that stone. You can then go on to the rest of the massage, whether you're using your hand, or what I will do just for demonstration purposes here is just to show you how to do it if you've decided to use your oblong stones. Again, you can work into your shoulders, going nice and lightly over the bones, because we do have quite a lot of bony areas around the shoulders, just in underneath there. And again, you can place those quite easily. I'll put this one here for that purpose. Just bring that down along underneath that, and you can actually swap the stone like that. Now if we're going to be using seashells, I will show you how to do that with some seashells. The parashells are lovely. They're all lovely stones, and they can all be used again. Start off with that nice massage, work into the shoulders again, up into the neck. You can work in underneath the neck like so, up into the face, along the ears, working this into a facial. If you're giving your client a facial, this is a very, very nice feeling. And again, if you're working with your client and you actually want to, you can work both sides, and this can be said of the stones as well. If you want to work both sides like that, bring that down like that, and again, if you've already got placed a stone, just simply push it out like that. And again, what I'll do is I'll just get some crystals. I'll use some of the smaller crystals, and I will also grab one of the massage crystals. Again, taking those up like that. If you're giving the face a massage, underneath into the ears, whatever your personal style is. When you're finished with the massage as well, up the top, you can also place them on various parts of the body. I'll just put those there now. And what I'll show you, for instance, is I'll use two crystals, and I'll give a nice like part of the body massage, bring it into the shoulders, up into the neck, doing those ears. And of course you take a little bit more time in a professional massage. Just for demonstration purposes today, we are doing it very, very quickly, and you certainly wouldn't do it this quickly in a normal situation. Say you're using these two bits here. One you might like to use as a third eye stone, and depending on what you want to use next, it might be your first placement stone for chakra massage. And again, even while they're sitting there like that, then you can continue on with your hands and finish off the massage like that. Now again, with your massage for your seashells, it is very, very nice to finish it off with massage shell to either side of the ear. And then just simply also demonstrating if you want to use these particular shells in your facial massage. And then just ending with the shell just cupping the ear. There's a few ways that you can heat your bamboo. The first way, very simply, is to pop it into your hot towel cabinet that you have in your salon. Around about 15 minutes after you've placed the bamboo in, it should be ready by then, but always remember to never overheat your canes. It's not hot bamboo massage, it's warm bamboo massage, and if you do overheat, you will reduce the longevity of your canes, and you don't want that. There are a couple of other methods to heat your canes. One of them is with our Stonehenge massage kit warmer. Simply grab a salon towel, a nice thin one, even a tea towel will do. Place it over your pad like that. Just grab your bits of bamboo, place those on the pad, and it doesn't matter, you know, they might have to be piled up a little bit like that. And grab your cloth and just bring it over and actually cover the bamboo. Now the reason for that, if you just place the bamboo onto the pad, the heat will escape. The cloth actually draws and keeps in the heat, and you should never place your canes on a direct heat in any case. This method here takes around about 45 minutes. It is a nice, long, slow process, but for people who only have a small amount of room on their salon bench, and we know that in a lot of cases that's what we have, it takes up just only a small amount of room for you. And of course you can use the heater, you can turn the heater on when you're just doing your normal preparation time for when your client's coming in. There are other ways to do it. You can use your traditional hot stone heater. You can also use a fry pan as well. We have one of our hot stone heaters here. Now you never use water to heat the bamboo. We can do this dry. Very simply by, first of all, I've lined the pan with just again something thin. We grab our bamboo and we place it into either the fry pan or a hot stone cabinet. And just remember though to keep your setting very, very low. Once you've done that, they're ready to go. Okay, so we've described how to warm your bamboo via a hot towel cabinet that you might have in your salon, through a traditional hot stone oven or fry pan. How we've demonstrated with the hot stone oven, you can do exactly the same with a fry pan, and of course with the Stonehenge Australia warming kit. Now if you're looking to warm your bamboo, rewarm it during a treatment, just simply place it, and I've got a few different pieces here on the pad at the moment, just simply place it back on your warming pad and just simply cover with whatever material that you're using, just like that. And that's very, very simple. Now you would have gotten a series of ebooks with your purchase, and it's very important that you do read them. One thing that you do have with your kit with Stonehenge Australia is unlimited support. You can call us, you can email us, and speak with one of our experienced therapists if you have any questions, because there are some really important elements, particularly to your bamboo, how to care for it and not to overheat it. We really can't stress that enough. Your bamboo does need to be kept in dry conditions and should never be kept in dark or damp conditions, because anything like that, because it is an organic problem, you could develop like a mildew type problem with it, and no one wants that. So keep it nice and dry, keep it nice and airy, and you won't have any problems. As for cleaning, very, very easy. What I use personally is tea tree oil, or I just grab an antiseptic wipe. Wipe the inside and wipe the outside of the cane. I also use neem oil. The reason for the tea tree oil and the neem oil, that actually works on the bamboo itself. It gives it some longevity, and it's almost like a moisturizer for your bamboo. The bamboo absolutely loves it. Again, if you guys have any questions, just email us or give us a call. Now your hot stones, your crystals and your seashells can be heated and warmed in exactly the same way as your bamboo can. The difference will be is that you can also use hot water. With our bamboo, of course, we didn't use the hot water. You can use a traditional oven hot stone oven, just fill that up with water as per your instructions, put the lid on, and they probably take around about 40 to 45 minutes to reach the proper temperature. Again, you can use the hot pad throughout the massage, and that's basically to rewarm your stones, rewarm your crystals, and rewarm your shells. And sometimes if you've also taken the shells out of your traditional, or your stones out of your traditional type of heating, just simply wrap them again with a towel. For the demonstration that we'll actually show for the massage later, most of the stones are actually placed on the bed, and that was just basically for demonstration purposes. What will happen in a live massage is that you'll be going back to your heating equipment, you'll be going back to your hot towel cabinet, you'll be coming back to your oven, or if you're using a smaller set, you'll be coming back to your pad. What's really good with our pad as well, for any of these things, if you're wanting to rewarm a stone or a crystal or a seashell during a massage, simply place it on the pad, cover it up, and it will rewarm. And to keep those stones warm, if you decide to take them out of the container first, then just simply wrap them and have them on your table. You can also do the stones, and you can warm everything, particularly if you've got a combination kit, in your hot stone oven by a dry method. And what I mean by that is you just keep that down on a very, very low temperature, pop in all of your equipment, whether it just be the one particular modality, or if you've purchased a combination kit. We've lined this previously with just a nice thin cloth. Okay, we turn it down, as I can't stress enough, very, very low, because you don't want to burn your towel, you don't want to burn the material down the bottom. Just simply place the lid on top, and they should be done in around about 15 minutes. Now, to clean your stones, to clean your crystals, and of course your seashells, very, very simple. Use some medicated hot water, antiseptic hot water, wipe them over with tea tree, however you would normally any of your normal salon equipment. And as for contraindications, whatever you feel uncomfortable with as a massage therapist, bring that into your natural consultation that you'll have with your client, and any of the general contraindications that you would normally have with massage completely apply to these treatments as well. As a therapist myself, I quite often work with doctors. I can work with patients that would have a general contraindication. If you're a remedial therapist and you're working with medical practitioners, just talk with your client, talk with your expert, and go from there.